Beyond property prices and mortgage interest rates, policy decisions in 2026 will quietly shape what's possible for buyers and sellers in Kaipara. Hi, I'm Kathy Frey from First National Roper and Jones Dargaville, working across Dargaville, Kaipara and the Kauri Coast, and welcome to this policy update. LVR or loan to value ratio rules remain in place, continuing to make 20% deposits the gold standard benchmark, while still allowing banks to approve less than 20% LVRs to up to 1 in 5 mortgages, particularly for the first home buyers who are continuing more than a year in to be still dominating the buyer pool. On the supply side, Kiwis are now allowed to add standalone granny flats up to 70 square metres to be built without a building consent, provided construction conditions are met to code. This is particularly relevant in Kaipara, where larger land parcels and multi-generational living are common. Two other key policy milestones to watch through 2026 include, number one, building code and housing supply reforms from the MBIE, that's the Ministry of Business, Innovation and Employment, and then secondly, reforms to the RMA, the Resource Management Act, hallelujah, widely described as the most significant overhaul of New Zealand's planning and property regulation framework in decades, representing really a once in a generation change aimed to replace the current complex, convoluted and costly system with a more enabling framework that reduces unnecessary time delays, lowers compliance costs to making them a little bit more reasonable, and frees things up with development while still protecting environmental outcomes. That's still very much part of the drafted new legislation. But the main thing is just, reducing the cost, because, people wonder, why is property so expensive in New Zealand? Well, a big contributing reason is because of the RMA Act, making everything so expensive to process and develop. Anyway, I digress. With an election year underway, history suggests some buyers may hesitate, but for savvy buyers, that caution can create real opportunity. So thanks for your time. If you'd like to receive further updates with deeper Kaipara-specific market analysis, feel free to leave me your email address and I'll include you in my newsletter, e-newsletter mailing list database, which also always includes links to lots of really fascinating articles about the property marketplace, helping you stay ahead of the curve. Have a great rest of your month, everyone. Bye.